So today we're going to talk about barcode lines. So barcode lines are lip wrinkles around the mouth. Usually they are very pronounced at the upper lip. So they would be the lines that we get along the white part of the lip. And oftentimes they might even go in as far as the pink part of your lip. And what can we do in relation to those? So there are several things that can be done for the barcode lines, and regenerative aesthetics have become the big buzzword in the last 24 months in relation to improving the collagen and elastin that's around this area. If you are like me, who is 62 and a bit late to the party, if I was younger and had these treatments when I was in my early 50s or late 40s, I would not have these barcode lines right now. But so what we do for people who are not suitable for polynucleotides is mini injections of hyaluronic acid into the barcode lines, and also hyaluronic acid along the vermilion border. So that border is the area between the pink and the white part of your lip, to give it strength and to give it definition. And when you're puckering up for a kiss, or if you're sucking through a straw, obviously these are dynamic lines. So they go from lines to very deep grooves the older that you get. So what do you do at times like that? Well, hello to Belotero Balance, which is a hyaluronic acid in a very light gel, which is injected along the vermilion border and also along each of the barcode lines. So, and what we want to avoid is that whole Marge Simpson big fat top lip type situation. And that was the case a number of years ago, but now with this really lovely light gel that makes the dynamic lines, it softens them and it plumps them out a little bit in order for you to look a fresher version of yourself. Oftentimes people would say to me, I don't want to look like as if I've had something done, and on the day the work is done, what am I going to look like? So let me tell you that I've had mine done 20 minutes ago. So I had the vermilion border injected and very lightly filled, and each of my barcode lines has been injected literally 20 minutes ago. So I don't think I look any different. Maybe a little bit of blanching here and here and here. That'll be gone in about an hour. Blanching is that little white spots. It just goes to show that the gel is underneath the skin. And in the next 4 hours, they'll soften and flatten. And in 24 hours, I will look like as if I had nothing done. So hyaluronic acid in a synthetic form is hydrophilic. So what that means is that it attracts 1,000 times its weight in water. So it will attract water to this area and to rehydrate it. It also promotes elastin production and collagen production as well. So that actually will in turn work in plumping out those dynamic lines and giving them a softer appearance. At my age, they're not going to disappear ever, but it's lovely to have them softened so that you don't look like as if you have those really deep grooves. So one of the most common questions is it going to hurt? So we give you topical anesthetic while we're having the chats about what area is annoying you the most. And that topical anesthetic is surgical grade or medical grade. So that's on your upper lip for a good 15 minutes. We also use numb packs. So while I'm working on one side, you'll be holding the numb pack to the other side. When I'm working on this side, you'll hold the numb pack to this side. So what ends up happening when you use numb packs, they're ice packs, is that it causes vasoconstriction, and that in itself helps to make sure that you don't feel it as you should. Around our lips, guys, our lips and around the mouth area is the most sensitive part of our body. So you can expect to feel something. And you are going to be injected with a needle 3 times this side, 3 times this side, and each of your lines as well. You're going to have injections in that area as well. Another question is, am I going to bruise? There is a very big chance that you will bruise. Our face, if you saw it, is so vascular. So any injection point, no matter, even if you had it in your arm, you're actually at a risk of a bruise. So, and our faces are so vascular. Even though we use the tiniest possible needle, your chances of a bruise are very high indeed. However, with the ice packs that we give you, that helps to reduce your incidence of getting a bruise. Does that mean that you're not ever going to get a bruise? No. I tell all of my clients they will get a bruise in each injection site, and then if they don't, that's a real bonus. That doesn't mean that if you don't bruise this time that you won't bruise the next time. It was just pure luck. You can expect a bruise. No makeup or concealer is allowed around the injection area for 6 hours after the work is done. And ideally, no makeup for 24 hours. So if you do bruise, you'll usually see it fairly smartly, to be honest. And if it so happens that you do have a bruise, tomorrow you can use a concealer. This is one of the cheapest ones, cheapest chips. It's got a little sponge on the top of it. And yeah, I've got some markings on my hand here. And it's great at actually concealing. So little bruises like that. So yeah, you can expect a bruise, but hopefully not too bad. So for the purpose of this video, I have applied a bit of lipstick, even though the work was done only 20 minutes ago, but I have carefully applied the lipstick that it is nowhere near the 3 injection points that were along the vermilion border. So I won't be encouraging you to wear lipstick because it's very hard for you to be able to pinpoint exactly where the insertion point was. In all of the years that I'm doing this, I've never had a client get an infection, and makeup is considered dirty in our world. So don't muck it up. I turn into the bossy nurse at this stage. Just do as I ask, not as I do. So if you have any questions about Belotero Balance or for your perioral lip lines, do reach out. I would probably, it's very dependent on your age, I would probably encourage you to have polynucleotides, which is regenerative aesthetics, 3 visits around the perioral lip lines, depending on your age. And if you were my age, or if you were attending something like a wedding in the next month or so, and they were starting to bother you, well then you could use this in the interim period, Belotero Balance, or Restylane Kiss. It would be very dependent on what I have today to hand on the day. I'll do the same thing. So yeah, I did go out just before I did this video, out around the town. Nobody has noticed any difference. I don't have a fat top lip, so I don't look like Marge Simpson. And by tomorrow, I will be perfectly fine. And these lips will continue to get softer. So how long does it last? Usually 6 to 9 months, more 6 months than 9 months in my age. I used to smoke as a young nurse. I mean, God, how stupid we were. So I think I smoked for about maybe 2 years when I was in my early 20s. Yeah, probably going through the rebellious phase. I haven't smoked since then. The only time that I would pucker up like this would be for a kiss or for using through a straw. So, yeah, I'm not going to stop that to do the dynamic lines. There are some Botox doctors would actually inject Botox all along here, and that's to stop you pursing your lips like that. I know quite a few people who've had it done, and they like the fact that it stops them pursing up. So therefore, the dynamic lines, you know, if you don't purse, you're not going to, you minimize the lines. But sometimes if in the wrong hands, it can look a bit unnatural where you don't move your top lip at all. And when you're having your coffee, which I do a lot, you could end up dribbling because your lip doesn't sort of fit around the mug properly. Anyway, there you go. Any questions? I'm here for it. Just get in touch and we'll send you out the free information pack. Yeah, and it's all very doable.